Hey guys, this is the Last Whistle podcast. I'm your host Jaskarn Singh. We got Chris Monas here with us.
What's up, guys?
All right then. So we're gonna start off with the Deebo Samuel trade and what it means for both teams, the Commanders and the Niners. Then we're gonna talk about, is this the year for the Lakers? Can they make it all the way? And is Luka the answer? And then LeBron is top 5 in MVP voting right now. Would a ring officially cement him as the GOAT? And Embiid is done for the season. What does this mean for the Sixers and Embiid moving forward? All right, then, Chris, let's talk about the trade details. The Niners traded away Deebo Samuel and a $17 million contract or cap hit for a fifth round pick. What's your thoughts?
So I saw some Niner fans on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
going, "How did we get fleeced this hard? A fifth round pick for Deebo Samuel?" I'm sorry to like tell you guys, a fifth round pick is probably on the better side of outcomes you could have got for Deebo
Yeah.
Samuel. I was expecting a
100%.
lot worse, and I don't think there is a single franchise or thing or person I hate more on this earth than the San Francisco 49ers. And I think they honestly won this trade
Well, I
because
think that, yeah, the $17 million cap hit's gone now.
you can actually sign your guys back because everyone like
Exactly.
Greenlaw, Hargrave, Ward, they're all free agents. All your main guys are free agents, and you can't sign them. So
Mm-hmm.
now you can actually keep some of your guys or go out for a big free agent. As much as it pains me to say it, like I think the Niners won this trade because you get off that money, and Deebo is terrible for the locker room. He's terrible for. He seems like a pain in the ass if you are in the Niners
Well, remember,
organization.
remember when he choked out Moody for missing a field goal, then dropped a pass right after? Like,
To
I
be
think.
fair, Moody's pretty garbage
I
too.
mean, he was
But
coming off an injury, so I don't blame the guy.
I mean, your job is to be an NFL kicker. If you can't kick, you shouldn't be in the game. If you're
That's
injured or
true.
not.
Well, I don't think
Did he miss like 3 in a row?
I
By
don't
the
know,
by
but
the second one, you got to take him out. Like,
yeah,
I
that is
remember
true.
they were like nowhere near it. You just got to say, hey,
Hmm.
you're not healthy, my guy.
Yeah. So I think both teams won. Well, you get Deebo Samuels. I think the Commanders, necessarily they got a good piece, out of the trade,
Good ish.
and $83 million in cap space is what they had before signing Deebo, and that would put them at third most. Now they have $64 million in cap space. That puts them at sixth. They can still go out, sign free agents. They can still go get pieces. They have their excuse me. They have their wide receiver two secured. So I I
Isn't he a
like this
free agent
trade.
after this year?
Yeah, so for this year he's good, like a loaner piece. If he plays well, they can give him another contract for 2-3 years. So it works out for both teams. Niners get their contract off, and then Commanders get a good wide receiver too to pair with Terry McLaurin.
I think I think it's 70-30 Niners win the trade, like ratio wise. I really don't see Deebo having a great season in Washington, but I think I'm gonna format it this way: is I think as a player, as Deebo's skill set, he would have been way better in Baltimore. I think that's the best fit that needed a wide receiver that he could have been to. I think Baltimore as a player is the best fit. But Baltimore, you don't make that trade because you don't have the cap flexibility. Like you said, Washington has so much cap
Mhm.
space that they can afford to pay for Deebo Samuel.
I
Do I
think
think
the
Deebo's gonna
Patriots should have made this trade too. They have so much cap space, and
but
they don't have like a
but I
good
don't
wide
like the
receiver.
fit though.
Well, the fit's
Debo's
not
not a
nice.
good wide receiver. He's a good gadget. He's not a
Okay,
good wide
so
receiver. You need a
let me.
guy in the Patriots who can win contested balls. You need a
Mhm.
guy who can do route run. You need a guy who can make
Mhm.
good catches. Debo can't route run. He can't make good catches. He dropped a slant in that Rams game that was wide open.
Mhm.
Debo can yak you and run all over you. I don't think that works. I think that would have been perfect for the Ravens, but I get why they didn't make the trade. And this is why I don't know how I feel about it in Washington because Washington has no run game. Jaden Daniels is their run game. I don't know how you get Debo in there. Maybe you can do some screens and stuff,
Well,
but
let
I
me
like
throw some
the
stats at you
Commanders
about
fit
about the
more than
screens.
Pat. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so Commanders 13.7% of their passing plays were screen passes, and they only got 392 yards, which is only 10% of Jaden Daniels' passing yards. So when you're looking at that 10%, 392 yards is 10% of his yards. You want to maximize the screen passing because you ran it 13% of the time, you know? So Deebo helps you maximize the most amount of yards you can get from the screen passes because he's a screen type player, a yak merchant,
No,
you know?
I do think Debo. I don't think it's a bad. I think the Patriots is a bad fit for Debo, like you said. I think the Patriots is actually one of the worst. I
Mhm.
think
No, I
Washington.
do like this fit for them because they needed that, yak guy, a guy
I
who can get
like
you so
it,
many
but
yak
at the
yards.
but I saw the Instagram post about this right now, where it's the
Mhm.
Washington Commanders' odds to win the Super Bowl before and after the Debo trade are the exact same.
Well, because Debo's a good player, but he's not the guy that moves the needle significantly to jump you
Hmm.
in odds. They
But
still
I
got to
feel
nail their
like if he was
draft.
in Baltimore, that would have increased the
Well,
odds too.
because Baltimore is Baltimore. Baltimore's a bigger team. You know,
Hmm.
Baltimore already has Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. They have a run game. Plus, Debo would move their odds because it helps them
Hmm.
s- uh,
I just don't
make
think.
room for more
I
plays to
think
happen.
there's a lot of other
It opens up
issues
the game for
going
them.
on in Washington where Debo isn't going to fix them. Like all their main, like Wagner's a free agent. I think Luvu's a free agent. I know Ertz is a free agent. Like there's just kind of like you did go on a Cinderella run, and Jaden Daniels is a top 10 quarterback, which is
Hmm.
like that's the most important part. But it's like this roster also like isn't good. Like if it, especially after everyone leaving and free agency, this roster isn't going to be good.
Well, you still have $64 million in cap space. That's sixth
Mhm.
most in the NFL. You can sign a majority of your guys back, and you can go
And
get
then you'll get
a
some
good
false.
a
People
player.
think that Washington can compete, and they'll get false hopes. So you can probably sign people.
Oh, I think they can compete. Well, people want to play for Jaden Daniels. They think Jaden Daniels can get them a ring.
They
That's what
think.
draws people to Washington. And the new ownership is way better than the last ownership. They've seen that they want to make money moves. They want to go out and win, and that's what draws players to a
I
team
think
like the
players are going to
Commanders.
draw them, but I don't think Washington's winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
They
I
can.
don't think they
Anything's
can
possible.
compete.
Anything's
I
possible.
but like we said in episode 1, is the NFC is a complete gauntlet, and I don't think
Hmm.
Deebo Samuel is the one that's gonna. Because
Well, he's not. No, I'm saying that this was a move in the right direction for them because it adds a wide receiver too, and they can go target more players with free agency
but
with
you
the money they
also,
have.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a terrible move, but I do think
Well, so how would you solve their wide receiver issue? Because they only have Terry. Terry's their most reliable target, and he's a deep threat. They only
they
got
should get a
392
Jahan
yards from the
Dotson
screens.
kind of guy.
Jahan Dotson.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know who's on the wide receiver free agent market. I don't think it's a bad move. I don't think it's
Mhm,
bad. I just think it kind of keeps the needle. Well, actually, I don't want to say this yet because, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that can happen in
mhm,
free agency. If
exactly.
this was at the end of free agency and this is like all they did and they just brought back all their players, they can make another huge splash. Like we're what I was thinking of saying in my head right now is this doesn't move the needle, and you should optimize right now when Terry McLaurin's not getting paid like a max, which he
Hmm.
should probably deserve, and Jaden Daniels still on his rookie contract. So if they make some smart moves around free agency,
Well,
maybe restructure Debo's deal, maybe get some extra money and get like actual good players, then I
mhm.
think we can talk. But
Well,
I
look
do
at them
agree it's kind of a
last off season. Last off season, they made so many great moves that helped them get to here. They made good defensive acquisitions. They
but
fixed up their O line as much as they could in a short amount of time.
what is it like good or is it luck? Like Bobby Wagner was in the shitter and then all of a sudden he like rejuvenates his career, and like Luvu, like no one wanted him, and then now like I don't mean to say that a bad off, but if you watched everyone's thing, if we had a podcast during the offseason, I know damn well going into the season we would say that Washington did not have a good offseason because they
I think they did
got,
have a good offseason.
but they
No,
had a
they
bunch of
took
old vets and they all
not
exceeded expectations. You're
no, no,
not going to get the exact same
they
play as
took
these vets,
they took guys that would fit great into
but they
Dan Quinn's system.
overperformed.
No, they didn't overperform. They performed how they should have because
The Bobby
Dan
Wagner's been
Quinn's
washed for 3 years, and all of a sudden he has the best year of his career. He
well,
overperformed. You're not going to
no,
get
no, no.
that same
It's also the
production.
system. The system also matters. Quinn's system works.
But Pete
Look at how the
Carroll's system
Cowboys.
worked pretty good too, and he was
Who's
had the last 2 years.
whose system?
Pete Carroll in Seattle
Their
last
defensive
year.
system was not good.
But I mean, he also
Dan Quinn
has
is
had
a
a bunch of
defensive
stuff.
specialist. That's why the system worked. That's why they
So
got Cal.
so 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 let's just say we're playing Madden and we generate a 32-year-old linebacker, and he's just
Mhm.
gonna he's just gonna get his career rejuvenized in Washington. Like that.
No,
I
it's the
think you
system. It's not
you're never
rejuvenation.
gonna
It's
get this. This defense that Washington had was legitimately bad for the first half of the year. And then they got a little bit of momentum and they overexceeded expectations. You're not getting that same level of production as you did with Washington right now. And we're not
that's why they got to
we're not
sign more
acting
free
like
agencies that
you're a
fit into
stats
the
guy. What did
system.
Washington's defense finish at last? Like probably barely above average.
They were average, but I'm saying that people like the system was working for them. Their defense. Look at their defense last year. How bad was it? Bottom of the
It was
league.
really bad. It
It
was
was
really
bottom.
bad.
It's an
I'm
improvement.
not saying
It
Dan
was a
Quinn's
step to
not a
the right
non-factor,
way.
but
Yeah.
the defense with regression, it's got like with how many lucky breaks you had last year, the defense is going to be worse this year. And unless you make a huge big time move and bring back all your guys, like I don't know, because it's like you signed Wagner, Luvu,
Mhm.
Ertz. Like those were kind of your main three big old guys. And going into the season, I go, man, these guys are old. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then they exceeded expectations. I am not confident with one more year on their belt that they're gonna play like they did last year. I think there's regression.
Well, I think I can counter that by saying they can go target a good free agent. It's
That's
not
what.
that
Yeah,
they can
we're
go
not even at
target
the
a
off
free
season
agent.
yet.
Yeah, yeah. If they can go target a defensive free agent and they can make their team much better. They seen the system works. They made a progression through the year. It takes a little while for the system to get into place, and once the system was in place, look, the Commanders started performing much better. So
I
I get
think
that the line,
I'm
I get
just
that they have older players, but they're also not the reason why the defense was good. They have young players on the line, and they have a
but
young
like Jonathan
linebacker.
Allen had the worst year of his career.
But
And
it
it's
was
like you cut Forbes, like who was like your first round pick, and like all
2
these
years
guys.
ago. Yeah. Well, Forbes was bad his rookie year too. He was getting mossed by AJ Brown.
Do you know where he's
So
on now?
the Rams and people were
He never
clowning him for
played.
being undersized.
He didn't play at all. But
Exactly, because he's
I don't
not.
know.
It
But
was a bad draft pick.
I think I just think that the old guys aren't gonna bring unless you sign like unless you sign like a Zach Bond or like a young guy, not Zach Bond, but like a player like not his caliber, but like a little lower. Like unless you sign, let's just say one of the Niner guys like Greenlaw or Hargrave or Ward, then I can see this defense making strides. But if you run it back with Wagner, Luvu, and Ertz, they're not going to play as good as they did last year, and the NFC is going to be better this year.
Well, I agree with that, but I'm saying the old guys did perform better than they should have. But you have to think about the system. Dan Quinn is a good defensive coordinator. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
So those old
It's
guys
not
thriving in that system.
surprising that they overperformed.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
you're
you know who coached the Legion of Boom as their defensive coordinator?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, and who was Bobby Wagner was on Dan Quinn's defense, so he knew how to play in Dan
Mhm.
Quinn's defense.
No,
That's why he
yeah,
played very well.
no.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think
That's why
I agree.
his
I
career
agree.
wasn't rejuvenated. Like the system just worked well with how Wagner played in Seattle back in the day,
It's just
because he understood the system and what it was
yeah.
supposed to be.
No. I totally agree. I think Dan Quinn does elevate this team,
Hmm.
and I think they overexceeded expectations. I just want we're arguing on March. There is still like
Yeah,
so much months,
so much
so
time.
much to go
It's
on.
September is when the season
What
starts.
if they trade for like what if they just like Luka Doncic traded? Like what if they trade for Miles Garrett? We're talking about this team completely differently.
Yeah, I
We're
think
talking about
they
like
should be a favorite for the Super Bowl if they get Miles Garrett.
I don't know about all that, but
I
I think
think
the
so.
Eagles are still better than them.
Oh, they are, but
But
I'm saying they should be considered for a Super Bowl though.
they should be a considerable. What were we talking about, Deebo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Debo doesn't move the needle enough
Deebo
for
doesn't
you.
move this team yet for me,
Yeah,
but
but
I need to see
it's
it
a
play
step into
out.
the right direction for me. I think it's a step for the right direction for the Commanders.
And if Deebo sucks, you can afford to take the cap hit because you're not
You
like
have so
a
much
cap.
money available for you.
You're not like in the complete dumpster. Okay,
Hmm. As a
alrighty.
Cowboys fan, I hated this trade because you have to face Deebo Samuel twice a year, and he torches you every single year. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, he
He
torched the
torches us
Rams that one
every
year,
single year.
but we did win the Super Bowl that one year. But I
Yeah.
remember Deebo was like an absolute
You know the Lakers are
whatever.
on a 5-game win streak, and they're 8-2 in their last 10 games.
I do know that.
They're third in the West now. They moved up. They're only a game
Really?
behind
Did Memphis lost to San Antonio today, didn't
and
they?
they're only a game behind Denver. They're on an 8-2 10-game run, So they're moving in the right direction.
They're not legit though.
I think they're legit.
bro. Jackson Hayes is like, if you're going in and your center rotation is Jackson Hayes and Alex Len. I don't know. I will give the Lakers props this. I hate how this episode has turned. I've been giving the Lakers prop and the Niners prop. I don't really agree with that. But the Lakers, the DFS move was great. The DFS move was great. Vando coming back is super good. Everyone on their perimeter all of a sudden can play defense when 2 months ago they were like letting everything up. So DFS and Vando coming back and training for DFS were good moves. But I don't think they can compete in the Western Conference. There's only 2 teams I can see competing in the Western Conference.
OKC and Nuggets. Well, I think Luka does move the needle for them to win the championship this year because LeBron's playing out of his mind because he doesn't have to facilitate the ball. Austin Reeves is dropping 20 points per night now, and Luka can give you 30
He's
any
so
given
good.
night with a triple-double.
Yeah.
I get that their
We'll
defense
see
is bad
tomorrow when
without
they
a
play
center.
the Clippers. We'll see tomorrow when they play the Clippers.
They beat the Clippers already.
Dude, that was, bro. What did
You were
Kawhi go for?
in the
What
group
did
chat.
Kawhi?
In the
We
group
lost
chat, you
by
were
4.
celebrating. You're like, "Oh, the Lakers are gonna lose now," and then they right after you texted that, they started losing.
Kawhi Leonard at the free throw was 2 for 6, and we lost by 4.
It happens, man. It happens.
Zubac dropped 27, bro.
Well, because they don't have a center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is why. That's what I was saying. Alex Len. If you match up with Chet and Hartenstein running out there, I know Shannon Sharp saying like Lakers in 5. Like
OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5.
OKC might be licking their chops if they play the Lakers.
Well,
They're if
Luka
you're
owns them,
OKC,
dude.
you want to play the Lakers.
If I'm them, I don't want to play. I don't want to play the Lakers at all. If I'm any team, I don't want to play the Lakers. Luka can destroy any single team in the NBA.
Not hurt Luka. I mean, he's obviously not in shape right now. Like he's coming
Well,
off of an
he
injury.
was out for a month, so he's
I
working
know.
on getting back.
We'll give him his time back, but see. So
But
right now,
LeBron's playing like a.
fully healthy. Fully healthy. Lakers is beating OKC.
So I don't count out Luka and LeBron.
I will literally say
You don't
OKC
bet
in 5.
against Grace.
I
You don't
will
bet
literally
against.
say OKC in 5.
I'll say.
Are we
You know
underestimating?
what? I'll say Lakers in 7. Lakers in 7. Lakers in 7. I'll take it right now. $15 bet right now. Lakers in 7. Deal?
Well,
Deal.
this if they play each other. This they play each other.
If they play each other, Lakers in 7.
If I get OKC in 6, though, do I still win it?
If OKC wins, you get
If
it. If
OKC
Lakers
wins,
win, I
if
win.
Lakers win. Okay.
Yeah, deal.
Deal. What happens if they
Okay.
don't play each other?
Then the deal's off.
Nothing.
All right.
Bro, OKC. Can I just glaze a little bit? OKC has their entire rotation can play defense. I'm letting you know. If you're Shea, J-Dub, Kaysen Wallace, Chet, Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, like when you're getting a switch, you're going against another elite defender. And it's like when Shea is constantly scoring 30, when J-Dub's the one issue in the playoffs. He had a bad playoff last year. But it's like Chet, Hartenstein, they will feast on Jackson Hayes any day of the week and Alex Len. I think OKC is so good. Their defense is incredible. And when you have Shea there, who can always put 30 and put you in a position to win the game.
Luka's better. He can give you 30 any
Not
night.
right now. Not this season.
Well, because he's a little injured, but if Luka's
And
healthy, I'm taking Luka.
and also Shea's having the best season of his career.
Well, LeBron's top 5 in MVP voting at 40, dude. Come on now.
I mean, LeBron's playing good. I'll give him that.
LeBron's top 5
he
in
should
MVP
not.
voting at 40.
Who is he under? Who is he under? Who is he under?
I don't know, but he's top 5. He's under Giannis. He's under Shea. He's under Jokic.
Then
Number
I
4.
want to see the MVP ladder. I want to see the MVP ladder. Let me.
Yeah,
let me pull it
LeBron
up.
was 5th on NBA's MVP ladder this week that came out.
Okay, Jokic is 1. Shea is 2.
Giannis.
Tatum is 3. Giannis is 4. LeBron is 5.
And who's behind him?
Who would be behind him? I would probably. It only goes up to 5.
Oh, I would put Donovan Mitchell up there, F6.
No.
They're the number 1 team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, but he's not the like. I don't even
They
know if
play
he's the
team
best
ball.
player on that team right now.
Who's the best on their team? Darius Garland?
Evan Mobley, baby. No, I think it's like okay. Edwards is 6, Mitchell is 7, Cat is 8, Cade is 9, Jaren is 10.
Okay. Okay.
To be honest, I was kind of trying to make a point, but it's like all these guys are just like kind of like I don't know why you were so stunned about Tatum at 3. Did you see the quote with Tatum? He says that like if you disassociated my face and my name, people would be looking at me a lot differently.
Yeah, I don't care. Larry Bird has better stats in his career so far than Tatum does.
Also, Larry Bird was playing against like my dad and like construction workers.
Larry Bird's
Bro,
Larry Bird. He had better shooting
Jason
percentages
Tatum
all
is the
around.
third best player in the NBA.
Who?
Jason Tatum. Bro, y'all gotta. Is Jason Tatum corny? Hell yes, he is corny.
We did it.
I like logic sometimes, but you just gotta look past that because I like a couple of the songs. Like you can look past that, bro. What can Tatum not do, bro? Tatum is a good player.
I take Luka, I'll take Shea, and I'll take Jokic over him, and I'll take Giannis over him before I take Tatum.
I would take Jokic. I do it in the same thing as MVP. I put Jokic, Shea, Tatum, Giannis, Luka.
All right then. So what do you think about LeBron being top 5 though in MVP voting? I was just questioning you. What do you think about LeBron being top 5 in MVP voting? You know,
I mean, I'm looking
at 40?
up right now. Hey, he is a good player, man. I'm just telling you right now. Jalen Brunson was top 5 last year. Like
yeah, and he had a great. Brunson had a great
season.
year.
But I'm just saying is like top 5 doesn't mean you're winning MVP. You're having a good year, but it's
I
like,
know, but he's 40 years old, dude.
It's
he's 40
impressive.
and he's
But
top
like
5 in MVP.
no one's gonna say, oh, he was top 5 in MVP.
I mean, it's still
last year.
insane at 40 years old. Would a ring cement him as the GOAT in your opinion, or is he the GOAT for you already?
The one argument I can see against LeBron is like, bro, you have a negative record in the finals, which is kind of it's kind of bad. I think he would be the GOAT because you're already the all-time leading scorer, and especially in this far in your career. Like
Yeah.
if we say he wins like one more with Cleveland or maybe one more with Miami and he retires with 5, it's not as impressive. To win it as a 40-year-old, as the second best player, maybe even the first in a series, is pretty impressive. I think.
Yeah, I think it's impressive. I think if he wins a ring, he's officially the GOAT. I think him and Michael are like neck to neck. LeBron the way he's been healthy his whole career and how long his career is, it's insane. It's like never been
You
done
gotta
in the
tell him to
NBA.
stop complaining about the Clippers, though. Did you see what he did?
Oh, the post he sent or posted
Bro,
on Instagram? Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about LeBron. He complains a lot. Kobe, MJ never complained. They never complained like they did.
he's
He
like
did.
he has the corny aura. He has the dad humor.
Yeah, we were talking about that last episode.
I do like
So
that, like the dad aura.
so Embiid is officially out for the season. Keys to Maxey.
Joel Embiid, man.
2 years ago he was the MVP. Now he's out for the season.
Yeah, can we like I just want to see like I feel like I don't know what I do. Like I feel like I hate a lot of players, but I feel like I'm always defending them. Because Joel Embiid, the year he won MVP, was averaging more points than he had minutes, bro.
Yeah.
That is insane. Joel Embiid as a 7-foot center to be doing all this like crazy mid work, being able to hit these jumpers, playing good defense. Like Joel Embiid is honestly an incredible talent, and injuries just derailed his whole career. And it's like it's upsetting because Joel could have been the 76er.
Yeah, he could have. Now he's not because injuries took over. He wasn't healthy ever. He's been overweight for a while too.
Well, it's just the nagging injury. It's always swelling. It's the same thing with
Same with Kawhi. Yeah.
Like when you break your arm, it's gonna heal back.
Yeah.
When you like fracture something, it'll heal back. But it's like these constant swellings. It's like maybe one day you drop 40 and you feel great, and then the next day you wake up and it's like, well, I got to be reevaluated in a week. Like,
you know what the crazy part is? Maxey played more games than Embiid
as a Sixer.
Yeah, this season, and he's been out since like the beginning of the season. That's the crazy part.
I mean, like I'd probably watch more NBA games than Joel's played this year.
Yeah, it's insane.
it's just sad to see because I think Joel is a great player, but the injuries derailed him. But I he's gonna
Hall of Fame or
stay with
not, I think it's
Philadelphia.
gonna be close
He's
if he gets
definitely
into the Hall of
not
Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because he hasn't accomplished anything
You
besides one
haven't been
MVP.
to a conference final.
Yeah, he's not a winner. He's a loser. You know, he loses every time.
It just sucks to see
And
because
he's had great teammates. It's not like he's had bums as
yeah,
teammates. He had Jimmy Butler that year. He had Tobias Harris that year. You know, Tobias was good that year. Same with Jimmy Butler.
I
So
like
I
to
think
defend people and try to give them like their flowers, but it's like, man, I can't
Joel's hard,
defend.
man.
I can't, man. I try to like I was just like the every episode I feel like I'm either fucking defending Shay or I'm defending like someone, but it's like Joel, man.
It's hard to defend.
Come
You can
on,
defend
man.
Shea. He stays healthy and all, but you
And
know,
Joel's on the wrong side of 30. He's like
yeah. And he's injured
old
every single game.
and
And
it's like
they shut him down for
and it's
back to
like
backs. He won't play back to backs anymore.
and it's like maybe a new start, a new team would be it, but who is trading for Joel?
Yeah,
And why would the
that
Sixers
big of a
ever trade
contract.
him? Why would the Sixers ever trade him
Hmm.
knowing you won't get anything out of him?
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's like maybe you think on the other side, like, hey, maybe Joel can go to a nice team. He could play on like Detroit or something, play center, have all the time in the world, work with Cade Cunningham. But it's like, why would Detroit do that?
Yeah, why would they trade? They're a building franchise. They're a young franchise. It doesn't make sense for them.
I
So
don't know.
yeah,
It's just sad to see. And I like Joel. I think he's kind of
I don't
funny.
like Joel. He's
Have you
funny and
seen the
all, but I don't
video
like
of
him.
him in the Olympics and like him Ant and Obama and then
Oh
like
yeah,
Ant's like all talking to Obama like he's just like a normal ass person and then and
yeah,
then Joel's just like backing up like slowly and like
like the
trying to
Homer
get out of
Simpson
here.
meme.
Yeah, he's just trying to get out of there. You go, what the hell is this kid on?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know. Joel's
I
a little
like how Ant
dirty.
thinks though. I like the way he like thinks.
But
He
when you're talking to
wants
the
to be
former
good.
president, you shouldn't be like, "Shit, man, I'm the truth." You're supposed to be like, how are you doing, sir?"
He
And
don't
like,
care.
nah, I'm the real deal. I'm the
Ant's
truth.
Ant's Ant's authentic wherever he goes. That's the thing about him.
That's the I don't. That's just kind of crazy to me. I
Mhm.
love Ant though. I do like Ant.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players. All right then. Hey guys, that was our episode for today. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.